Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bait. What is it? Episode 35, I think?
35, yeah. 35.
And as always, for 35 consecutive episodes, I am joined by my wonderful co-host, George.
Oh my god, there wasn't a fucking cruel, nasty joke this time.
It wasn't.
Holy shit.
Oh, they could have, to be fair, what the episode's about, I probably could have done.
You could have said I was dressed like a pumpkin, you know,
I
we
could have
are
said you
Halloween.
were joined by Slender Man today. Tall and pale.
God fucking damn it. Alright, okay. Well, thanks for that, Cooper. Yeah, what we're doing today, it's the end of October, isn't it? So we're getting into spooky season a little bit.
It's spooky season.
It is indeed. And although we've got a special Halloween episode for you next week on Halloween, I love getting into it.
I love that we have an episode coming out on Halloween.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's great. And I think like this is going to be great to kind of get into the spirit of Halloween, get into the sort of Halloween-y spooky vibe. Before we do that, though, there is something with you.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Cooper's birthday was about a month ago, and I sent him something to open on stream. It's not the mug. I
just realised that this mug probably looks really well on... Did you see I like me whenever I'm drinking?
The thing is also, though, your camera's flipped on the recorder, so it just looks like gibberish.
No, because it's flipped on... It's flipped on... Oh, it'd be flipped on my side. Yeah. That. Just well.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Anyway, it's not the mug.
It's not the mug. I sent you something for your birthday about a month ago, and it's just been... We've not had the chance for you to be able to collect it yet, and all that sort of thing. Maybe don't put your address, like... Okay, so when you edit that, Cooper, cover the whole thing. Make sure you blur the whole fucking thing.
I will.
My god, that was so funny. You fucking shit yourself. We're not live.
We're not live. That's fine. I can edit it. I can edit it.
So,
there we go. There we go.
Newcastle United. I just used a Newcastle United bag, packed it up, the sort of the vintage classic. But I sent you something. You don't know what it is yet, and I want you to open it. On camera, on recording, because I feel like that's appropriate to give a little late happy birthday to Cooper. So, yeah, you have no idea what the fuck this is, do you?
I have no idea what it is.
It's in a box.
Yeah.
Don't look at the... Try not to look at the box, because the box just tells you what it is.
Okay.
But you can, but...
Yeah. Do you want me to open it, like, literally, like, do you want me to stop? Go now?
Go for it, man. Yeah, fuck it.
There's no prelude I need to know.
There's nothing scary about this package, unfortunately. So it's a little bit off-brand for this episode, but I'll let Cooper cook.
Well, then it's a month after
my birthday. Man. Fucking strong man. Look at him. Fucking meathead.
I'll try not to show my address again.
Yeah, it's alright, man. You're just more off for you, innit?
Okay, I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Not exactly what it is, but you should be able to find out a way to open the
box. This box doesn't have my address on it.
Oh, shit. Oh, I forgot. I wrapped it. I actually forgot. Do you like the packing tape over the fucking...
I've read the wrapping paper is actually really nice.
Yeah,
it's
man.
quite bougie wrapping tape. I love
trained by my best. Was
this because you had extra when you were moving house?
Yeah,
that's why you used this tape.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any other tape. Yeah. So the box inside that box is tells you what it is.
This box inside doesn't have my address on it.
No, nothing else has your address on it.
Okay, good.
I didn't try and dox you again. Just don't look at it. See if you can open it without looking at the fucking thing.
I'm not looking down. I'm looking straight ahead at the camera.
Let's give it. Yeah.
It's one of those like slidey ones, I think.
Maybe I can't fucking remember, to be honest with you. It's been about a month since I packaged it.
Oh, hang on. I'm not looking. I'm trying to work on.
This is like an I'm a Celeb trial, isn't it?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, you got it. Okay.
Is this on camera? Are we both on camera if I do this?
Yeah.
Oh. No way.
So, finally getting your reaction for this. there should be a straw in there as well.
There is also a straw.
Yeah.
This is amazing. What?
So show.
Mate, this is.
Give it another shot.
Amazing. Hang on,
I'm branded. Oh dear.
How have you got branded? What? Mate, this is one of the best. What? Oh, this is sick. This is amazing.
You got that the wrong way around, but that's fine.
No, because I think the other way around so it doesn't come out.
Ah, is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Look at that. You know what? Do you want to know something even funnier, Cooper?
What?
Hold it up. Cheers. I've been waiting to drink out of this motherfucker for about a month and have been out after to fucking stop.
Bro,
there we go.
We need a thing in place where if you don't have this during recording, there's some sort of punishment for it.
100%. This is the new branded. Look, Cooper. No more.
2 of 2.
No more crinkly cans on camera. No more crinkly bottles on podcasts. And no more free advertising for drink brands. It's all on brand, baby.
This is so good. This is so good.
It's a multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose.
God.
Bro, that's so good. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Mate, that's
You're very welcome.
Sick. That is so. I've got to make sure I always drink it like this.
You know that meme where it's like my mum on Christmas, and it's like sort of curled up on the sofa, going
sitting
watching you open it. That's how I feel right now.
That's amazing.
There we go. Conveniently, annoyingly enough, you're drinking tea today, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But it is.
I'll
what it is.
I'll fill it up for the next episode when we film.
That's good.
The next
That's a good
episode.
shout. But yeah,
one.
we've got. I looked at it and I was like,
That's
you know what?
So good.
I want to get you something, and I thought let's get something podcast related, and it's so like. Good quality as well, mate.
Good quality.
I must say,
Really
there's a real
quality.
good build quality to it. It isn't really making for much entertaining viewing, but look at that.
Mate, that's such a great
Wonderful.
idea.
So the whole thing
Wow.
was, and this is a bit of an insight, I ordered this the day that I sent you like the new logo tests, because I didn't want to get one with the old logo if we were going to change it and sort of make it a bit smoother.
Yeah.
So I made the new logo so I could get it on the cup.
I do like the new logo. It is a lot. I think the vibe we originally went for is like it's all about like our favorite things. Then it's kind of like it is still about that, but I like the just very few references.
It's
just
smoother.
Like
it's a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more cartoony, but it kind of works
Yeah.
nicely and it looks bloody professional.
It's actually really weird seeing it on a cup.
On
It's
like
bizarre.
an actual thing, innit?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bizarre.
There you go, though.
Hell yeah,
Something to enjoy.
sick. Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh man, I'm so glad to see you do that. That's been like a month waiting.
Literally a month.
So
in the
glad.
waiting, yeah.
So when I've said like before, it's like, has the parcel arrived? Because I need to know before I get my drink.
Yeah.
I need to basically know before I get my drink. Because if you're gonna do it, I need to put my drink in the fucking
Your cup of
thing, right?
choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it was fun.
Shall
Lovely
we
stuff.
prelude before? Should we do another prelude before we get into the
Oh
actual
God,
episode?
yes. Okay.
Of your, I guess it's on brand.
Sure, for just dropping the logo for
Yeah.
Nostalgia Bait on some sort of visual platform. Before we get into spooky shit, so as of recording, I was very lucky enough to get tickets to be in the crowd for a Big Brother live eviction, which was
Such a
not
great
only an
thing to go
incredible
see.
experience, but my Twitch chat sort of put together this thing of a while ago saying I should go on, and if I did go on, I should have a banner promoting the podcast, because then I can do it on TV. And I was like, it's a brilliant idea, but then I thought there's no fucking chance they're going to let me in with an actual... Yeah, there's no chance. So I made a banner for one of the previous contestants that was kind of iconic last year and managed to hide the Nostalgia Bait logo.
You Trojan horse the podcast into Big Brother.
I honestly did, because it went through
Trojan horse.
various checks. I'll show you the poster. So this is the poster. Bring Back the People's Princess, and it's got Farida Khalifa from the last series of Big Brother on ITV. And I held this up throughout pretty much the whole show. Obviously, right, this isn't like we're going to get subscribers from this, because there's no fucking way you can actually see it that clearly on TV, because it's not in focus. I'm in the crowd. I'm in the background. But it's the thought that counts, and it's the fact that it is there, and you can kind of see it if you're looking out for it, and I love that. But this is in the background pretty much for all of the live segments, so you can kind of see it, because we were in a great spot. And right at the end, as the person got evicted, I did this little flap to reveal Bring Back the People's Princess and Sub to Nostalgia Bait, which is very fitting. And you know what? We did it. If you want to go and have a look, go to the 18th of October episode of Big Brother Series 2 on ITVX, and go to the last 15 seconds, and you will see as they are doing a segue into the next live and late and live show. They zoom out slowly, and this poster comes slightly into frame, and as it does, I peel away Farida, and you see, at the very least, you see the word bait. and a bit of a blue blur.
Yeah,
but
you see
it's
the blue.
there. I got the nostalgia
really
bit on
it's
live
so
TV on ITV2, and I'm so pleased with that. I cannot believe
I can't believe that you managed to do it.
Mm.
It's impressive. It's very impressive. It's great. It's just a great thing to say you've done.
It is.
What a great YouTube title! I Trojan horsed my podcast into Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy, and it was also just a great event, by the way. I don't want to like be shafted for that, because at the end of the day, it was very nerve wracking because the security is tight. Like, they put your phones in do you know it when you're in like a shop and they've got like magnetic tags around like alcohol bottles. So they put your phone in a wallet and it's sealed with like a magnetic tag. So there's absolutely no way that you can access your phone throughout the whole show.
Really?
So I didn't know if anyone could see it. I was looking at a really small screen where they could see the camera feed, and I was like, that's all I'm going off. And just
why do they not want you to access your phones during the show?
Just, I don't know why, really. I think they just don't want you filming or taking photos, anything behind the scenes. And I think also just like keeps people off their phone. The whole point of the crowd that they're bringing you in, I mean, you're going there for free, but the whole point of the crowd is to be like cheering and enthusiastic and kind of create an atmosphere on the show. And I respect that. They did a really good job with that. And yeah, the staff were all brilliant. The hosts were lovely. Like, they did a really good job with the whole event, really. And it was a hell of an experience. I'd definitely do it again.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
But the opportunity to take in that and kind of get that on TV was kind of fucking crazy, to be honest. Like, the fact that I thought about it and I did it and I was like, oh, this is so happy, and then this is fucking great. Went there and then I was like, I am shitting myself down, because you go through checks. They do like airport security, like they pat you down, they do like a sort of metal detector scanner, and then they check the signs to see that if there's anything that they don't want being on TV. Including promotions, but also like offensive stuff, you know. And it did kind of make me think that I could have put something really offensive behind there, and they would never have known. Like, that just didn't get fucking picked. I mean, I probably would have been crucified on, social media if I'd put something like a fucking slur on there. Not that I would ever do that, but that was just a great opportunity to promote, and I can't believe, given how serious they were with the vetting and the security, that they didn't see it. I had it blue tacked down so precariously, so I could just go whoop.
It's a good idea. Very good idea.
Yeah, go and watch it. It is there. You can technically see it. Get some screenshots, send it to us on Twitter. We'd love to see it.
Mental.
That's the kind of shit you have to see. You have to keep an eye on all your other TV shows. Maybe I'll be on Deal or No Deal next.
We're coming for your TV shows.
It's like I'm I'm a Celeb. No, I'm a Celeb. Fucking Saturday Night Takeaway, where they sort of just sneak on everyone else's TV shows. We're going to do that with just the Nostalgia Bit logo.
Just the Nostalgia Bit logo. Shall we get into what this episode's actually about?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Actually, 50 minutes in, let's go to the actual topic of the episode.
Yeah. Halloween!
It's All Hallows Eve. I think that's what it's originally. That's what the original name is, isn't it?
Yeah, I call it 24th of October, but it's up to you, mate.
24. Oh, because it's today.
Yeah, that's today.
Yeah. But yeah, so it is getting close to spooky season. I guess it is spooky season.
It is. It already is. The shops have been doing it for about 2 months. It's fine.
And Christmas. So I mean,
and Christmas. Yeah, honestly, it's a bit depressing walking into like a store going for like Halloween stuff, and the seasonal section is Christmas.
It's Christmas.
I don't get that. That's really annoying.
But we wanted to. Well, next week's going to be more spooky shit. But
next one is the Halloween special. This is very much kind of just a casual.
This is the prelude. This is
the
prologue.
A little bit of a fun chat about fucking Halloweeny spooky shit.
This is the amuse-bouche.
Exactly.
The amuse-bouche of Halloween episodes.
Yes.
We're just going to talk about spooky shit. TV shows, movies.
Yeah.
Scary shit. I don't indulge in very much scary shit.
You don't, do you? I mean, neither do I, but also, like, I'm not like a fiend with it, but I do enjoy, like, a horror film every now and then. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't find them that scary anymore, and that kind of annoys me. I want something to really get me.
Actually, speaking of, I don't know if I class a horror movie. Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't count.
The Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie got a date.
Oh, that's true. I saw the poster.
The 5th of December.
You're joking.
Yeah, that's why it's coming out next year. No, like 2025.
Yeah, but still, 5th of December?
5th of December.
That's a bit
far.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't care how
I
far
thought-
away
I thought
it
it'd
is,
be
but
cool
I
to
would have
mention.
thought October probably would have been better for that
Yeah.
season. Okay.
But like, yeah, to talk about actual scary movies, like, what's your like, if you had to recommend, like,
Wow,
if you,
I've said
for
The
someone
Shining.
like me, yeah,
Shining.
for someone like me, where would you start? Where would you recommend someone starting for horror
Shining.
movies? The Shining.
I don't think The Shining is that scary in terms of
Mm-hmm.
modern. The thing is, right, we're a generation that's grown up with fucking like horror games which rely on jump scares and modern movies that are kind of just production sludge that are made with jump scares, right? Jump scares when the production is so lazy that you can't craft the story that leaves you thinking. I want to go in to see a horror film and I don't want to walk out of it and go, oh, that guy, it's funny, I got scared a few times, because a jump scare just invokes a human reaction. What I want to do from a horror film is I want to walk away and be like, shit, like, that's staying with me. That's scary.
Yeah.
I can't go to sleep scary because I'm scared that something might be standing in the dark. That's a good horror film. So I think you have to sort of detach your association with like jump scary sort of stuff and tension rising stuff and watch something that's a proper horror film. Something that is based on, I don't know, that sort of building in tension, I guess, that...
Something that's believable.
Not necessarily, because most horror films aren't believable like, in some way. It's like my mum watching films. She won't watch anything that's even slightly unrealistic. Like even if it's based on Earth in the modern day, she'll be like, that's unrealistic. It wouldn't happen. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we can't watch it though. Come on.
Yeah.
But I think there's a balance to it. You don't want to watch something that's just full of jump scares because everyone. It's not about you'd be a pussy if you jump. No, everyone will jump if you watch a jump scary horror film because it's a human reaction. Yeah. But I want something unsettling. I want something that gets under my skin. That doesn't scare me shitless in the cinema, but keeps me awake at night thinking about it. That's proper horror. That's what I love. You know. I think The Shining is a good start because it's really easy to watch. I'd say it's quite a simple, basic story, and it relies not on jump scares but scary imagery. Shots that will stay in your mind and keep you up at night, like shots of just Jack Nicholson staring as the camera slowly zooms into his face. He's like staring slightly off camera, and it's unsettling. Yeah, that to me is horror, right? You know, not like that was cheap. It doesn't stay with you. It's boring. I'm waffling now.
So because we were talking about before about what like horror movies you remember, you've watched in the past, because I have not watched a lot of horror, but there's a movie, I don't even know if it classes as a horror movie, genuinely. There's a movie from when I was a kid that absolutely petrified me. It's an animated movie.
Okay.
And someone actually in the Discord asked us to do an episode about this movie because apparently it's its anniversary this year, and I was not aware of this.
Really?
Have you ever seen Coraline?
Oh!
Mate.
have, and I actually watched it recently.
Mate, Coraline, like, took a toll on me as a kid. Like,
Coraline is
petrified me as a kid.
Pretty scary in like a sort of for kids. I think it's quite frightening.
We're talking like I was probably like 10, 11-year-old when I first watched this movie. This that shit scared me as a kid.
I think
like,
it would
really badly.
I think it would get under your skin a little bit, because I can see
it
that.
Horrified me as a kid.
It's the visuals of it, but that's the thing. Like, horror can be anything like that. It's like it doesn't have to be a horror film.
Yeah.
To be something that gets under your skin, it can be. It's all about imagery. It's things that stay with you.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's things from that film that stay with you.
It's the button eyes. The button eyes, proper freak me out. Like them, like near the end of the movie when they're trying to like sew the buttons on her eyes and everything. Mate, it really still this day, it still really freaks me out.
Honestly,
the button eyes stuff just really gets to me. It's a great concept for a movie. I love it. I've genuinely not seen it since I was a kid because again, it's like I just can't bring myself to watch it. But yeah, that as a kid, like really, even like the end with like the massive Spider Woman. The button eyes. It really got to me as a kid, like really, really scary. Because I remember in school we were listening to the audiobook of it, and even that, that with having the association from the movie, really, really gets to me. Like, and I hate it. Absolutely detest it.
Yeah, I watched it recently, like fully, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, I thought it was quite a good.
It's a great movie. It's a
great film.
Really, really good.
I think it's I think it's one of those ones, and I describe a lot of these films like this where I'm sort of like, I wish I'd watched this as a kid because I feel like it would have hit harder as a kid.
Oh,
now,
mate,
as I'm 23 watching that, I'm sort of like, this is brilliant, and I love the style.
It's a great animated movie.
Like it is a fantastic animated movie, but I'm like, it doesn't scare me as much as I wish it would have done if I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
I remember what childhood stuff used to scare me. I mean, there's plenty of Doctor Who episodes that freak the fuck out of me.
There are some scary fucking Doctor Who episodes.
For me, it was the God, what's it called?
Anything
Girl in the
Angels.
Fireplace.
Anything. That's a great episode.
So the one with the clockwork robots. Episode. It was the opening.
I watched
scene.
it not long ago. That's a banger episode.
You're
banger
doing
episode.
your rewatch, aren't you?
Yeah.
I love
banger
that
episode.
It was the scene where the Doctor first meets Renette, and he God, I love it. It's he's in there, and there's the ticking through the whole scene. The clock on the mantle is broken, and he looks under the bed. Something swipes at him, and then he looks under again. There's nothing there, but he sees the feet at the other end of the bed, and then he stands up to see it, and I'm like, that freaked the fuck out of me as a kid. I hated that, and it is genuinely frightening. It's very, very well played.
I remember as a kid, the hotel, Matt Smith was when he was in the hotel, that petrified me as a kid.
That's one of my
really
favourites.
Scary episode as a kid.
God Complex, love that episode.
God Complex is amazing. Even though I remember hiding behind the sofa for some of the Weeping Angel episodes when I was a kid in my old house. We had like a corner sofa, and there was like
I never
used to touch the wall in the corner.
I never got that scared at the Weeping Angels, you know.
Oh mate, Weeping Angels used to. The Weeping Angels.
It's the one that I never. I understand why people are scared of it, but I've never been scared of it myself. For me, it was like even the same series, like the Lazarus Experiment, when Mark Gatiss turns into a big CGI fucking like lobster thing. Like that was That scared. That was the only time I think I've ever ran behind the sofa.
For me, it's with horror and scary stuff. I've said this to you before. It's suspense. Suspenseful horror is the horror that I struggle with the most. Like jump scares, I'm okay with stuff like that. It's suspense that kills me.
That's proper horror. That's what I love. Horror. You've got to be able to stomach it, and that. Yeah, it's that unpredictability. And that's what the Weeping Angels things.
It's that, and even like my whole friendship group, we genuinely have like trauma from Weeping Angel as a kid. Like it's one of those things. Have you seen they've announced the Weeping Angels in Minecraft?
Well, yeah, this? It's not. They're not Weeping Angels, but they're close, aren't they?
I am never playing Minecraft again.
I love
honestly, it's one of the scariest things you could possibly.
I love that.
Amazing idea.
Great idea.
It's like
about that time. Kind of, there used to be a Weeping Angel mod back in the day, and that.
Yeah,
was
I remember that mod. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that kind of thing. It's like trauma. It's genuinely like trauma. It's like anything that moves when I turn away from it.
It was always for me. It was the clockwork robots. It was the ticking. It was the ticking. That sound they had. That mechanical, uncanny valley like smile with the sort of French mask. Just freaked the fuck out of me. There was a game on the Doctor Who website you could play where I couldn't play it. I genuinely couldn't play it. I was that scared of it. Yeah, really scared the shit out of me as a kid. Just chucking my phone away before it makes any more noise. I hated that, and I think like that really stuck with me. I'm trying to think of other stuff that I watched as a kid that like scared the shit out of me.
Coraline was my biggest one. That was the one that really got me as a kid.
There's definitely films that I was scared of as a kid. Must be.
I know one that used to scare me as a kid. Did you ever watch a CBC program called Trapped?
Yeah, of course, I know that one.
The game show where the kids used to go in the tower and try and escape. Mate, because as a kid I used to think it was real.
Yeah,
I was like, what's going on? Yeah. I used to genuinely be scared. Like, no, they're going to be stuck in the tower.
Yeah, I think everyone believed it when they watched it. They were like, what the fuck is going on?
I think I think that as well really added to it.
Yeah. The kids didn't look anywhere near as scared. I wish they actually thought they were going to be trapped there. That would be even funnier.
But yeah, that used to get me as well as a kid. That's such a niche one.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that niche. I think a lot of people of our generation know Trapped.
Yeah. Goated show.
I don't know. There's definitely films. I think Monster House was quite frightening. Do you ever watch that film?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the one that really kind of stuck with me a little bit. It's like an animated film, independent, kind of a bit uncanny valley vibes, but the house is like alive and shit. Bit creepy, bit weird.
There's some like.
Definitely, I'm thinking like there's definitely something, but I just cannot think of it. Yeah, 100%. It's usually like just kids' TV. It used to just be frightening. Like it used to genuinely just be scary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I missed that.
But no, Coraline used to be the biggest one for me. That and like the Weeping Angel Doctor Who episodes, they were always the scariest ones.
Do you like it? So for you, in terms of like going back to like horror films, it's like what. Like now you're an adult, like what's put you off kind of like venturing into that?
I don't know.
Because you enjoyed Alien, right? When you watched that.
I did enjoy Alien.
You used to watch that this year when we did an Alien-themed episode of the podcast.
Alien. And I think I'd be more... Because it's just that thing where it's like, if I'm going to watch a movie, I'd never really gravitate towards.
One that's gonna scare you, but you got to avoid stuff like The
it
Conjuring and fucking Annabelle and like
Yeah.
Poltergeist. All those ones I think are just kind of like, and that makes a generalization. Like, I haven't seen many of these, but the idea of it is very much just like jump scare. It's quite cheap storytelling. And as much as
I never watched it either. Like I never watched it.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. I think
The only other one I've seen.
It is fine, but it's not like the best thing in the world.
The only other one I've seen is the newer Woman in Black, because I had to watch that in school.
What, the Daniel Radcliffe one?
Daniel Radcliffe one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even new anymore. That's like,
I know. When I say new, I mean
yeah.
like, I know, but I mean like the newest version, because there's obviously the really old one as well.
Yeah. Yes. True. Yeah.
That's what I mean by the newer
one.
one.
Woman in Black, I would say, is quite scary.
Yeah.
That's a good example of like a one that's right in between. It's a lot of jump scares. It's very jump scare heavy, but it's not like, it's quite tame in terms of its like story. But it's also an adaptation of an old like story and play. So
yeah,
I love it for that as well. I think for me, I've never found it scary, but I think it's because I watched it too late. I think I watched it when I'm older instead of when I was younger. I did enjoy watching it when I saw it, the new one, part one, in the cinema for the first time. I was like, all right, this is genuinely like,
because I remember
frightening. But that was,
because were you a massive Stephen King head at the time?
I still am. I still love Stephen. I think there's not many good Stephen King adaptations out there, but when you find a good one, there's some great ones. I think Gerald's Game is probably one of the best Stephen King adaptations out there. It's a very, very underrated. No one really talks about it, but it's a Mike Flanagan project. Yeah. Mike Flanagan's worked on a lot of great horror stuff. Gerald's Game is genuinely fantastic. Like, it's actually a brilliant, easy, simple story premise, but with some frightening fucking imagery that works so well. And it's all about someone going mad. It's not like, and like dehydrate. I'll basically explain the plot if you haven't heard it. It's like, basically this old couple, they want to basically spice up their love life, so they go to like they rent a house in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere, no one for miles, and they're gonna get a bit frisky, right? So the husband handcuffs her with real handcuffs to the bed, and he has a heart attack and dies. And it's her trying to, and the front door was left open. That's the whole thing. So she has, without spoiling too much, she has to basically find a way out, but becomes dehydrated very quickly and starts to hallucinate and starts to see things. And it's whether those things are real or whether they're not real.
That's a really good idea.
And then also like her unpacking deep-seated childhood trauma at the same time. Really simple story premise, brilliantly done. It was almost like an unadaptable Stephen King short book. But Mike Flanagan absolutely killed it. Genuinely one of the best Stephen King adaptations. One of the best horror films I've seen because of the simple premise and just like what it explores. Yeah, it's frightening, but it's fucking great. What
a great idea! Such a great concept. There's a horror mangaka as well called Junji Ito, who's like he basically runs horror manga essentially. He only writes, but it's a very like body horror manga, and his is a similar thing where for some reason nobody can ever nail the adaptations for his manga. There's so many famous ones that nobody will ever attempt because no one can hit it.
Some stuff is just not. You can't do it in a different medium, and that's okay. And sometimes it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like, a lot of Stephen King adaptations don't work. They just don't work. And I think there's something to be said about that. It's like The Shining. And I talked about this in the films one, so I'm not going to waffle on about this, but it's so different to the book. And it's like Stephen King hated the film, but the film is brilliant in its own right. The book is brilliant in its own right. They're both excellent things, but they don't reflect each other that well. It's not a great adaptation, but it's a great film. And that's the thing, it's finding that balance, and you've got to be brave enough sometimes to detach from the source material to be able to tell something better for a different medium. The Shining is a wild example, though. Both work, like, spectacularly after reading the book. The film isn't as good, in my opinion, because I never thought that. I thought the film was always the goal, and then I read the book, and I was like, actually, I do kind of like where the book goes more than I like the film, because it's so different in terms of what
it's not a good adaptation, but it's still a very good movie. Like,
it's a great movie. It's a spectacular, iconic movie in the horror genre. But after reading the book, I'm like, holy shit, this isn't actually the story. And I actually prefer the book in terms of like the depth and levels. Like, the Shining film feels like so surface level compared to the book, but that's understandable. I get that. but I still love both. I'm trying to think of other things. I think with horror films, is like you can sort of stretch in different directions, though, in different styles.
There's so many different styles of horror. There's so many different types of horror movies as well. Horror movie isn't just like one. Like there's just you've got suspense horror, you've got body horror, like you've got jump scary horror. Like it's such a wide.
I quite like
even, not even out the movies, just everything, like even games and stuff. Like
yeah, of course. I mean, we've talked a little bit about horror games in the past. Like, what have you ever played any horror games like religiously or not?
Do you know what? It's so bad. The scariest horror game I've ever played was Left 4 Dead 2.
I love Left 4 Dead 2,
and I know it's not a horror game, but that like it was scary because
we should play that on stream.
The zombies and stuff. I've not played for years. Like literally, I was playing this when I was like.
Have you got it on Steam?
10, 11-year-old. I could buy it. I mean, it's not going to be very expensive, is it? I had it on Xbox. I think I got it for free when I bought my Xbox One or something like that, like that. And I remember playing it once. And mate, it's a scary game. Like when they come sprinting at you and everything like that. Like it's scary.
The thing with Left 4 Dead 2 is it's kind of been ruined for me because I've only ever played it in the sort of modern Steam generation where it's got access to the workshop, so you can just kind of add mods to it really easily, and I have to say it is actually not the scariest game. It is by far the funniest
I can imagine
game.
Now it's not.
I can imagine now
it's not very.
It's the funniest fucking game. I remember one of my like core memories in school was like playing it with a few mates, and it was like we downloaded multiple mods, so because there's different types of zombies, you can have different like mods for different types of zombies.
Yeah.
So the generic zombies all looked like Teletubbies. The massive tank looked like Shrek. And when he appeared, All Star started playing. You've got, and obviously
I've done that with
it's
Call of
like
Duty Zombies before.
Brain rot humor, but like that was the funniest fucking shit. And you know what? It's still funny to an extent. Like we could play that, and it would still be funny.
But yeah, original. I remember playing it as a kid, and it was like scary. I mean, obviously, it was well before I was supposed to play it. That's why it's a fucking 18 game.
Of course, yeah.
It's aged I remember playing it. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it's probably not as scary now, but as a kid, like again, it's that thing, isn't it? Where it's like, well, horror games. I don't touch horror games that often. Genuinely. I couldn't think of. I've never played any of the big horror games.
Yeah,
Five Nights at Freddy's, obviously, but
Five Nights at Freddy's is brilliant. Now I've been interested because I've been recently playing more Five Nights at Freddy's
Sister Location, haven't you? On stream.
I played Sister Location.
Sister Location is one of my favourite.
Hated
one of my favourite. Really?
I fucking hated it. Seriously.
In what sense, though?
Honestly, play it again. It's shit. I'm not being funny. It is.
As in, it's shit as a horror game or shit as a game.
Both.
Fez. I remember really enjoying Sister Location.
The thing with it is every night's different.
Well, yeah, because it's like
and I don't like that because
the
nature of Five Nights at Freddy's is it's arcadey,
but it gets harder.
It's arcade gaming, right? And that is great. Sister Location strives away from arcade, but still has the same length of game, so there's no replayability to it because you're just playing these missions, which, by the way, are fucking tedious.
I remember there's some fucking awful ones.
I can tell you, Night 4, fuck that. Like the one where you have to keep the spring locks wound up.
That's exactly.
It's not even scary. It's just fucking annoying. I'm doing it, and I'm like, there is honestly. You look at the guide. There is literally no formula to where you just have to do your best and be as quick as possible and not let anything climb in your suit.
I still think the scariest Five Nights at Freddy's is Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
100%.
As a
100%.
all-round scary game, FNAF 1 is the scariest. FNAF 2 is still my favourite game, but I don't think it's a scary game. I think it's good because I like the mechanics within it. FNAF 3 is just
FNAF 2. FNAF 2 is definitely not as scary as the first game and the fourth game are the scariest two in the franchise.
100%. FNAF 4 is petrifying. But again, that's because I don't like FNAF 4 because it's suspense. Like, again, if I wasn't as bad as I would be with suspense, I probably wouldn't find it as scary as FNAF 1, if that makes sense. FNAF 1 is an all-around horror game.
FNAF 1 is the best. FNAF 4 is great, but not as good. I started to call bullshit with that one. I think I never finished that one on stream because it really just fucking wound me up. Same as 3. FNAF 1 is the best. FNAF 2 is second best.
Yeah. Well,
the rest of them I take it.
FNAF 1 I've got the best memories from, and I remember playing it so much.
I'm having fun with 6 though. I'm having fun with Pizzeria Simulator.
I've not played Pizzeria Simulator.
It's quite good. I'm enjoying it,
you know. Only one I've not played.
Because you actually you have to earn money and you design your pizzeria during the day, and the more you do with that, the more you effect in the night, and it's kind of clever because it balances.
Didn't we have the conversation? Do we? It's like again, it's like a Trojan horse, isn't it? It's like it looks like a normal game, and it's actually a horror game.
Well, it was released for free on Steam as like a sort of arcade game, and then it turned out to be a full extra 5 Nights at Freddy's game, which is kind of cool. But the actual game itself is great. I think it's just that franchise has just kind of like got lost on me in recent years, and I get that's absolutely fine. Well, they did the whole security breach thing. That became its own thing, and I just don't really know what the fuck that's about, to be honest. Like, that's not... Yeah.
I'm going to Google best horror games. Like, what are the
Slender, the 8 pages, was a classic, right?
Yeah, that's
Amnesia's up there, but I've never played it. I've never played Amnesia.
Resident Evil games?
Resident Evil, I've never played,
Outlast.
but I've heard is good. Outlast is scary.
A very famous one.
Yeah.
Lethal Company was massive last year. That's not really a horror game.
Oh, I forgot about Lethal Company. That's just
Lethal Company would be a funny one for you to play on stream with someone. Be funny.
Okay.
Slenderman 8 pages. I feel like Slender 8 pages is like the OG.
That's like, the goat of like modern arcade horror in terms of like it's a very simple it's like Amnesia. A game. It's a horror game that could be played in an arcade, but it's never made for that. Like that's the new generation of it, where it's like a small game. I like Alien Isolation. I really enjoyed recently. That's a full story game. That's probably the best story horror game I've played because I really enjoy the mechanics of it, and it's also scary, but it gets to a point when you stop being scared by it, it just gets annoying. They're finally making a sequel to that, which I'm so happy with.
They?
10-year anniversary of Alien Isolation. They never made a sequel, and they announced on the 10th anniversary their sequel is in development, and I'm like, oh my god, incredible.
That's good.
I'm definitely playing
Phasmophobia was another one. That was huge.
I heard of that, never played it.
Yeah, that was probably a very good horror game as well.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight again is like, it's a horror game.
Yeah, I don't like Dead by Daylight.
For me, Dead by Daylight
it's not horror, really,
isn't as scary because it's like a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
So for me, it kind of takes it away.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, like
the
hunting. The being
Sorry,
hunted is cool. Like, it's a great idea, great collabs and everything. But it's a multiplayer game, so it's like It's again, that's more body horror because it's more like graphic with how the executions and stuff work and everything like that. Like,
it's like saying Mortal Kombat's a horror. It's not. It's just violent and gory, and I get that.
Amnesia,
I think it's games that actually scare the shit out of you. That's where you got to draw it, and I think like
Little Nightmares.
I don't know.
It's an OG.
I'm trying to think of other ones, man. There's definitely ones.
Isolation comes up here. Outlast is one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Like, when you
Outlast is class. To be fair, I do like
the
Outlast.
found footage style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recognize any of the other ones of these. No, they're the big ones. But yeah, they're like.
There's not many big ones horror games wise. There was PT, which got cancelled. That I remember was absolutely crazy online. Do you remember when that was like sort of talked about initially? And there was like a demo released, and the demo was like mega viral in the sort of gaming community, and they cancelled the fucking game.
Yeah. I'm just having
Silent Hill.
Having a look.
That was it.
Yeah. Yes. Silent Hill came out.
No, but it was part of the Silent Hill franchise. It was
was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think I might be wrong there. I don't know.
Walking Dead. Walking Dead used to scare me as a kid.
Walking Dead game?
Yeah. Walking Dead. Saints and Sinners.
Jesus.
Obviously, there's the latest Resident Evil Village as well, which became massive. But yeah, Walking Dead used to scare me as a kid.
Walking Dead is
I used to watch it so young.
I never watched it that young, but I just kind of thought it was cool.
Again, it's not scary. Suspense. Because I was fine with all the blood and shit like that. It was the suspense. There's so many moments in it.
I don't remember it being that suspenseful.
There's loads in the prison. There's loads of stuff in the prison.
Yeah.
When they're going like deeper into the prison. Subnautica, that's another really good one.
Subnautica's not a horror game.
It's a scary game though.
Huh?
It's a scary game. So Doki Doki Literature Club as well. That's a horror game as well. That's one of the best horror games I've ever played.
Do you have any sort of like really niche like things that frightened you as a kid? Like not like a specific brand or a franchise, because I have like very specific niche things. Like this is the nichest one I've got.
Go on.
Is the classic Sonic the Hedgehog drowning music that they play.
No.
Where they're like counting down and like Sonic's drowning. Wait, listen, hang on. Like the Sonic one is a shout. Like he's going. That was shit.
It's like Jaws, isn't it?
Not like listen to it. It's fucking scary. And the other one was this real niche, really niche, handheld joystick Spider-Man game that I had as a kid. and it had like a bunch of little mini game things on it, and one of them was a one with Lizard, and it was in the sewers, and it was very much kind of Five Nights at Freddy's-esque, where like it's just loads of pictures, and you just go forward and forward, and then like down corridors and stuff, and the aim is to like defuse bombs. But the music was fucking frightening, and like the lizard would just appear out of nowhere. And even though it's just still images, it's the music, it's the sound. And again, the music from that, insane. I can't remember what the exact level's called, but it was something like Terror in the Sewers or something.
The one that I've just thought of when you've mentioned music there, you wouldn't understand, but it's not a niche one. I think there's some of the viewers that might actually understand this. In the original Pokemon games, there's a town called Lavender Town.
Oh, I have heard this.
The Lavender Town music.
Yeah,
and to be honest,
I've heard this.
I'm not going to go into it because I might save it for our next episode.
Ooh.
And I'm going to save it, and I'm going to go through the theory behind the Lavender Town music in the next episode. Because there's like actual things behind it. Because it's the Lavender Town story is you go to Lavender Town and you go to essentially a Pokemon graveyard. And you find out about like the ghosts of dead Pokemon. There's a full story and stuff, but the music's fucking petrifying, and there's like theories behind it on certain stuff, like if you play it backwards, like stuff like that. But I'm going to save it for the next episode and go deeper in it. But the Lavender Town music, the Lavender Town music is amazing. It's really scary when you're just entering a random peaceful town and it starts playing this horrific music. It's great.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing. It's like. You know what it is? It's that subgenre that I've drawn about there. It's like kind of 8-bit arcadey, creepy music. That it has its niche, and it's the same thing with the Sonic thing that I was talking about. It's the same thing with the Spider-Man thing I was talking about. Like the Spider-Man thing there, it's like it's a simple piece of music that is plays. It's the main sort of like little like progression of notes in the game because it's quite a small game. It's a joystick plug-in play one, but the music that they have is like it's slowed down for this level.
Yeah,
and then when Lizard appears, they speed it up, and it's fucked. I'll show you after the recording. It's really horrible.
I really think you should play Doki Doki Lecture Club on stream.
What even is that? What are you talking about?
Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Don't Google it.
Okay.
It's
Jesus.
It's presented as an anime dating simulator. But I promise you.
I don't know if that would get me in the doghouse, mate. I feel if I play that on stream.
I promise you, it would be one of the greatest games one of the greatest horror games you will ever play. I'm being dead serious. I'm dead serious.
All right. Okay.
You could do it in like 1 or 2 streams easily.
Yeah. Well, you're giving me a lot of good recommendations because you've made me want to play Papers, Please as well.
Papers, Please, because they're the same type of game. It's little like indie, like little mini games and stuff. So Papers, Please, 100%.
I need a horror game to play 100%. In Halloween. I'm currently doing another Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator, and then after that, I'm gonna. Actually, I think I don't need any more. I think I'm pretty much getting there with this month. To be fair, I just want to do a little bit more, but I'll probably do a bit of an exclusive here. It's not really that exciting, but I'm gonna be doing Last of Us Part 2. From the end of October, I think. I've never played it before, but obviously the Series 2 coming out next year, I want to kind of play it.
Did you play Last of Us Part 1 when the first season came out? Yeah, because I remember...
I remember. That's why I liked it, because I was like, I'd just seen the series, and I was like, well, that's a perfect game.
Yeah.
I was coming back to Twitch, and I was like, it's a perfect game to start with, because it's in the public conscious. It's something that I'm currently enjoying, and I'm like, I want to.
Do you know anything about the second game?
I know a couple of little spoilers, but I don't know much. I know other character dying, so
yeah.
I'm not going to say who, but I know of that. And if I don't know the exact detail, then that'll still be a surprise to me.
I've never played it.
But I'd like to play it.
Yeah.
I'd like to play it, because I really enjoyed the first game. And people seem to enjoy watching me play it as well. And yeah, it's the same thing. Because it's horror as well, and some capacity, it's like it makes for good stream content as well, I think. So I quite enjoyed that. I'll probably do that at some point.
Papers, Please is my number one that I want you to play on stream.
I'll get to that. I'll probably do that next year.
You will love the music.
Will I?
You will love the music. The moment you boot up the game, it's the most goated intro song to a game.
I can't wait for that. That's fun.
It's so good.
That's fun. I remember the old cast used to play it, and I just never even.
Jacksepticeye. That's where I.
I see.
Yeah, Jacksepticeye.
I'm always years behind these trends, you know. That's the thing. I'm currently playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
He played Undertale.
Please. No, never played Undertale.
That's a.
Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea, though.
Like I mean, it's not scary. Well, there's parts of it that are scary. Like there's some great 8-bit, like again, body horror, like psychological horror kind of bits.
Undertale, isn't it? That was the name.
Yeah, Yeah. Sans
that was
the
it,
music.
wasn't it? Was that the meme?
The music. Yeah. Whenever he talks. Because there's the music as well. There's Megalovania.
What was the music again?
Yeah, Megalovania.
Yes, of course I remember that. Yeah,
of course you remember Megalovania. How could you forget Megalovania? It's amazing.
Fucking meme. I think of that as a meme song more than I think of that as like a video game piece of music.
Yeah, it is. I picture it as like it's like the epic meme music. Good music.
It's of a
really
generation.
good song, to be fair. Yeah. It's a really good song.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I kind of want you to watch some more horror films, but like a specific.
I would like to watch more horror films.
I would implore you to watch The Shining, but I also think maybe that's one we should watch together and do a commentary on. Because I was going to say, I'd love to watch that. I'd love to see your reaction with that.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think because I love it so much and could waffle about it for years, we could probably get like some good content out of it for nostalgia bit. I think that would be a good shout. But I don't know 100%. I think that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Also, the Five Nights at Freddy's film, we should definitely do a commentary on because we saw that together. That's kind of like the pre-nostalgia bit origins. I think
that's the prelude. That's like
I feel like we wouldn't have.
It's a prologue.
I think we maybe wouldn't have started it if we'd like not done like Star Wars Celebration and like Five Nights at Freddy's that year. Because I think we saw each other quite a lot in that year.
Yeah, that year we did.
And then ended it by going, "Oh, let's do a podcast."
I mean, it's all down. If they'd never done Ahsoka, then it never really would have started, would it? That's how the idea came about, because we had an argument about it.
That's true. Do we have Ahsoka to thank for not the character, the show?
I mean, you could technically run it back, so you could like the show, but then there's the character, but then Dave Filoni made the character, so is Dave Filoni the reason?
Dave Filoni, and Dave Filoni was trained by George Lucas. Is George Lucas responsible for the podcast?
I mean, but yeah, so I think that was Thinking Final Freddy's was the prologue, essentially, the prelude for Nostalgia Bit.
Yeah,
because it was that, and then we saw each other at Christmas, and then
it was only a month later, wasn't it? Because it was like end of October.
It's kind of unhealthy that I'm excited for the Final Freddy's 2 movie. I keep seeing like the art pieces, and I keep seeing.
Do you know what I will say with that poster that they released with Toy Freddy? It took me right back. It took me right back to being a fan of the first game. And I didn't love the first film, but I have faith that they're going to do something. They're going to cook with the second film, and I love that they're just taking inspo from the games directly, whether it makes sense in the game universe or not. I don't care. Like them doing the toy animatronics and the withered animatronics, that's great. And I love that. I love that they're doing it. And the one thing I would say about that poster that they released yesterday is I saw it, I took one look at it, and I was like, this reminds me of when they were teasing the second game on Scott Games, when they had like the curtain, and like I was like, if I genuinely think like if Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was a game coming out now, that would be the teaser poster.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, that's fucking sick. I love that.
It is exciting because I love the toy animatronics. I love the art. I love the art style of Five Nights at Freddy's. Like I love the new designs for the animatronics. I'm very excited to see how they do it. Again, I don't really care. I'm not really that bothered about how it connects to the universe or.
I don't really give a flying fuck about the lore anymore. I just want the films to be good and be separate to the games and whatever. I like the idea of it just being, they can just be their thing, you know.
Shall we move on to Just News?
Just News. I think we should. Yeah, I think
we should.
We've got a big sort of thing, and we'll kind of talk about this after Just News. But we are doing a big Halloween special next week. This is kind of a more relaxed Halloween episode, maybe, and then next week is going to be a bit of a jam-packed one. We are going to have costumes, and we're going to do some horror stories, and it's going to be fucking marvelous. So, this has been nice, and we'll do Just News.
It has been good.
Let's do that.
So this news story I actually saw on the news.
Which is mental. We're actually getting on the news. Proper news then.
So I saw this on the news, and then I've gone to look for a Just News story and saw this, and I was like, oh my god, it's perfect. I was like, it's so Just News. Yeah. So, World Conquer Championships investigates cheating concerns after winner found with steel nut.
I saw this article come up, and I didn't even think of it for Just News. But I have seen this on Twitter, people going like, God damn, no way.
I know. Organisers say they are still looking at video evidence, but believe the steel conker was kept in the winner's pocket throughout. The world investigates after the man found a steel chestnut in his pocket. David Jackins, 82, was I'm sorry, I'm putting them up. Was victorious in Sunday's event.
Yeah.
It was his first win after competing since 1977.
He's been doing it for 50 years and he's never won. And suddenly he's found with wins. A steel chestnut in his pocket. You fucking stupid motherfucker.
The veteran player known as King Conker.
How is he? Fuck that. He's not the king. How are you the king if you've never won?
Because you've been doing that long, Chris. That's probably why. King Conker recorded several victories in which he destroyed the other player's conker with one hit. His opponent in the final, Alistair Johnson Ferguson, told the Daily Telegraph he raised concerns after his conker disintegrated in one hit, and that just doesn't happen. A fake seal conker painted brown was later found in Mr. Jenkins' pocket. He denied using it during the tournament in Southwick, Northamptonshire.
Got it in the end.
And said he only had it with him for humour value. Mr. Jenkins, who helped prepare the other players' conkers, which are selected randomly from a sack, also denied any suggestions. He marked the strings to highlight harder notes. And then it shows like different photos of different people. There's a guy dressed as Yoda.
Goddamn.
Doing it. The chairman of the organising committee said the steel conker was indistinguishable from a real one, and its weight was the only giveaway. Saint John Burkett told Sky News that an investigation of a video suggested no foul play and that Mr. Jenkins had called the cheating claims a load of nonsense. We are currently minded to think that the win was fair and that the steel conker was kept in the pocket throughout, but just need to complete the last part of our investigation, he said. He told Sky's Kay Burley, whilst Mr. Jenkins put his hand in his pocket at the end of the match and indeed threw a conker from a different pocket into the crowd, he was very closely watched by 4 judges. It looks like it was absolutely impossible for him to cheat. We have got some various other testimonies that indicate innocence. Mr. Jenkins won the men's competition but lost in the overall final to women's champion Kelsey Banspach, originally from the United States.
Bad bitch! Sorry, that's the only thing I've added to this fucking article.
Originally the original. You took up the game last year when she moved to Suffolk.
Can I just say?
Go on.
If he mustn't be cheating then. You can't cheat and lose.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I'd be disgraced if he lost in the Champions. Like, why wouldn't you just go out if you haven't?
Because she had a titanium conker in her pocket.
She had a
That's
diamond
what
conker. He only had an iron conker. She had a diamond one. The championship has been held since 1965, and organisers say they have raised $420,000 for charity. This year's knockout event at the Shuckburgh Arms saw a host of interesting competitors take part in front of an enthusiastic crowd. My question to you is: have you ever played conkers?
No.
Nor have I.
No.
It's not really a thing that happens nowadays, is it?
No. I don't even know people who pick them up off the floor anymore. I just see them fall out of trees and just go rotten. I live in... I know. Well, I would, but I live in London, man.
Yeah. You haven't got a chestnut for a fucking 100 square miles.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Probably. Something like that.
No, I've never played conkers. I
think this is...
Yeah. Yeah, and I reckon he got confused. He's 82. I reckon he won, and then he was like, "Oh crap, I'll take on the fucking women's champion then." And I reckon he got confused and picked the wrong conker.
He got the weight wrong. He was like, "Wait, is the lighter one?
Yeah, exactly.
The steel one."
So he fucked it. I think that's my theory.
I just thought I saw it in the news. I thought it was quite a. It reminds me of the this.
How do you do it?
One.
Do you have to you stick it on a rope? Don't you?
So
and
you drill a hole. You drill a hole in it.
Right.
You're supposed to I mean, there's different ways of doing it. There's some things where you're supposed to soak them in vinegar and stuff to prepare them. But the natural way of doing it is you pick up one on the ground, drill a hole in it, put a string through it, tie the string, and then you flick it down. And then you take turns, so you flick it into that person's, then they flick it back at yours.
But what if it doesn't hit?
Well, then you've lost your turn.
Oh, right.
And you shit. And then you keep going until one of them breaks, and then whoever doesn't break wins, basically.
Oh, God. I can't believe... Well, the thing is, I think he has cheated, because why would you carry a steel nut that's been painted like a real conker for no reason?
Yeah.
There's no reason for humour value.
Steel conkers.
Yeah, honestly, that's a hell of an industry. You should get that on Amazon.
Hell of an industry. Yeah, that's true.
Back off that. No, I don't. I think he cheated, and I honestly, I don't care.
He's a liar and a fake.
It's for charity, isn't it? And the thing is, what they haven't mentioned is what is the prize for winning. If the prize for winning is something, then he's a prick.
Fame and glory.
Fame and glory, yeah. I'm sure he'll love that. I mean, he looks like a knob. Look, no offense to you, King Conker. He's walking around wearing a jacket with loads of. He's wearing a jacket with loads of conkers on, and a little fucking Arkham City Riddler fucking bowler hat.
It is very Riddler, isn't it?
Yeah. But like,
riddle me this, Batman. Did I cheat in conkers?
Oh, I love the Riddler playing conkers. It's just unbelievable to me. He's wearing a big green jacket as well. I just think
what a great sequel for the Batman.
Yeah, he's just playing conkers in prison. That's the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like, who cares? If it's for charity and he's not winning anything, it's just like whatever. Oh, can you see the video?
Yeah.
Is that a news video?
I think it's just
Is that a news video?
I think it's like him being congratulated at the end, and I don't know if it's them when they find the seal conqueror or not.
Oh
but it's
God!
Not him
Go on the video and look at the fucking man they've got. John Burkett, the fucking lead investigator. He's the lead investigator.
Saint
look at him,
John Burkett.
So how the fuck is he a saint? Look at him. I'm not being funny. He's got conkers around his neck. He's got conkers around his hat. Why do they all wear bowler hats?
Why not?
He looks like a shit Crocodile Dundee. Yeah.
Riddle me this, King Conker.
Riddle me this, King Conker. What is... I am not clever enough to think of an on-the-spot riddle about conkers. That's just not happening.
Steel breaks your nuts. Your steel conker.
What's big and long and breaks your nut? My conker rope. And
anyway. My conqueror. Anyway, thank you so much for listening and or watching. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm recovering.
Why is anyone watching
week,
this?
So
Why is anyone watching?
I don't know.
That's the best I can do, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's
I cannot. That is atrocious for me.
Thank you so much for listening and or watching to this episode of Nostalgia Bait. If you liked and you're listening on Spotify, please leave us a hearty 5-star review. We really appreciate it. Really, really helps us out. Leave a like on YouTube and leave a comment on whether you think King Conker cheated in the Conker competition.
I don't think they care.
Check out TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of the above. Do you want to tease what we're doing next week?
Fuck it. Well, I mean, we're about to record it, so I feel like we may as well.
Yeah, that's true.
We're doing some spooky stories. We're doing spooky stories, and it's from Reddit, from Creepypasta, from fucking wherever, from Cooper's family heritage.
My family heritage as well.
We are doing some spooky stories, and it's a proper Halloween special. It's coming out on Halloween itself, 31st of October, 10 a.m. Be there or be fucking triangle.
Oh.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you. We'll see. And we've got costumes. And
we're dressing up, so come and fucking watch it, otherwise it's pointless, it's a waste of money for us.
And we will see you then, so, bye-bye.
Terrible, and we'll see you then, bye!